selling products?
Well, yes.
And Fisher?
We don't sell any commission-based products because as a fiduciary, we believe that's a conflict of interest.
And how do your fees work?
Let me explain.
And Fisher?
We have a transparent fee structured so we do better when you do better. At Fisher Investments, we're clearly different.
First at 5, plenty of sunshine to go around North Texas during a summer-like weekend. You can absolutely see folks at Frisco's Kaleidoscope Park just out taking full advantage. We are glad you're watching WFAA News at 5 on this Saturday. I'm Teresa Woodard, and Chief Meteorologist Pete Delkus is in. Jesse's got the weekend off. People don't need to freak out when they see you.
The only time I work on weekends is when we have really bad weather or if someone's on vacation.
Yeah, there you go.
And so you're stuck with me for these early newscasts because Jesse's on vacation with his family, which I'm happy for him.
Absolutely.
Cassie Hyder will be here later on, and so I wanted her to enjoy part of her Saturday.
Very kind of you.
And since I have no life, you're stuck with me here tonight at 5 o'clock. So it was a warm day today. We didn't hit a record. We didn't anticipate that because the record's 100.
We knew we weren't going to get close to that.
Yeah, but it was 91.
Yeah.
It was 91, considering that the normal high is 70. I mean, 21 above normal. So, but tomorrow will be close to a record. So I have a WFA weather alert day in effect for tomorrow. And the impact is going to be near record high temp. So my forecast high tomorrow is 93. The record high tomorrow is 93. I'm especially concerned about an increasing wildfire risk. More importantly than the heat, the wildfire risk. I mean, we don't have it. I have no rain in my forecast for the rest of this month, and I've been talking about this for the last 7 or 8 days. Not a drop of rain until maybe the first couple of days of April. So an increasing wildfire risk, really warm temperatures tomorrow. So please stay updated on the forecast, drink plenty of water, stay cool, download WFA Plus to your TV, and keep those fires to zero, not at a minimum. I mean, I'm talking zero. It is bone dry out there right now. And it is clear across North Texas. It's 90 in Dallas, 89 in McKinney. I mean, it's not bad. I mean, it's dramatically warmer than normal. It's 20 degrees warmer than normal, but it's not horrible. Now, out in western sections of North Texas, look at Albany. It's 99, 96 in Abilene right now, 95 in Seymour, 96 in Graham. Lows tonight, mid-60s. I mean, the normal low's 49, 65 in Dallas, 64 in Fort Worth. Highs tomorrow, the record is 93. That's my forecast high tomorrow. It'll be hotter in Dallas, the heat island, 95, 94 in Fort Worth. Look at the upper 90s out here in western sections of North Texas, and middle 80s over here in East Texas, in Canton and Athens, for example, 86 and 85. So warm temps, but a cool down on Monday. Wait until you see the cool down. Don't get too excited. But it is a cool down. I'll have my 14-day forecast coming up.
See you in a few minutes, Pete. Thank you. A driver died this morning on I-35 south of downtown Dallas when a wheel flew off an SUV and hit their vehicle. The crash happened just before 9 o'clock near 8th Street. The Dallas County Sheriff's Department says a Chevy Tahoe was headed south when it lost a wheel. That wheel hit another vehicle that was going north. The impact killed that driver. Tonight, we are working to learn more about that victim and the investigation. We'll bring you an update when we have it. The Dallas County Sheriff's Office is also investigating a deadly crash between a train and an SUV. This happened in Wilmer Friday afternoon near the Ferris city limits in southern Dallas County. Family members identified the victim as Norman Farmer. They say he was just on his way to grab lunch right across the tracks when the train hit him and threw him from his SUV.
Something this to happen just that quick is, you still trying to process. And you don't question God, and I'm not questioning him, but it's just a fact that this should never have happened.
The train crossing on Lavender Road there does not have a bell, it does not have lights or crossing arms. Federal Railroad records show this is the third crash in the same spot in less than a year, with trains going as fast as 45 miles an hour. We did ask Union Pacific about this crossing late Friday. We have not yet heard back from them. The railroad does say none of its crew members were hurt. Neighbors in a Lake Dallas community on edge tonight after a home explosion. Investigators are still trying to figure out what caused the blast Thursday night. Firefighters rescued one woman who is still in the hospital.
Ground shook, and we just sat there, and my wife's like, "What was that?" And I said, "I think that was an explosion."
Yesterday, we did see Atmos crews and the Texas Railroad Commission crews conducting tests in the area. There is still no word tonight on that woman's condition. We have just learned a Tarrant County grand jury has declined to indict a suspect in a 1991 cold case that drew national attention. The case involves the death of Cynthia Gonzalez. She worked as an adult entertainer. She was last seen meeting a client September 16, 1991. Her body was found days later in rural Johnson County. The investigation gained new life in 2025 because UT Arlington students helped re-examine evidence. But grand jurors reviewed that evidence and they ultimately just chose not to pursue charges against Jane Perkins, who was accused in connection with this case. This clears her of a capital murder charge. Prosecutors say the case remains open and they do hope someone will come forward. The war in Iran now entering a critical new phase. More American ships and U.S. Marines are heading to the Middle East as President Trump weighs his next move. ABC's Patrick Revel is in Doha with a new message from a U.S. commander.
Whoa!
Tonight, an Iranian missile slamming into a residential neighborhood in southern Israel. Israeli authorities saying nearly 40 people wounded. And in an attempted show of military strength, Iran reportedly firing 2 missiles at a US-UK airbase, thought to be out of its reach.
This is a warning shot.
Iran reported to have fired 2 intermediate-range ballistic missiles at Diego Garcia, the joint American military base in the middle of the Indian Ocean, 2,500 miles from Iran. One of the missiles failed in flight. A US warship also fired an interceptor at the other, sources told the Wall Street Journal. Reaching the base would mean Iran may possess ballistic missiles with a much longer range than Tehran has previously acknowledged, although it's unclear how far the missiles travelled. The British government, though not confirming the missile's launch, calling the attack reckless.
There are 2 messages here. The first message is our capabilities are kind of large enough, long enough to reach into Europe even. But secondly, this is demonstrating that those, as well as the drones and the small attack vessels and the mines, are still something that they possess.
The US and Israel, meanwhile, launching fresh strikes on Iran's nuclear facilities, including the Natanz enrichment site. Iranian state media saying no leakage of radioactive material was reported.
The US Central Command declined to comment on any attack on Natanz, but insisted that the war is making progress.
Iran has lost significant combat capability over the last 3 weeks. We are taking out thousands of Iranian missiles, advanced attack drones, and all of Iran's navy, which they use to harass international shipping.
Thousands of additional US Marines and sailors are headed to the Middle East, including a 2nd Marine Expeditionary Unit, fueling speculation of a potential ground operation around the Strait of Hormuz. In Iowa today, 2 US service members killed in Kuwait were laid to rest. Major Jeffrey O'Brien and Sergeant Declan Cody, alongside 4 others, were killed in a drone attack. Patrick Revel, ABC News, Doha, Qatar.
Coming up, from the classroom to cash flow, students running a real pizza business. Sean Giggy shows us the assignment and the enthusiasm for it up next.
At the end of the day, it's just one big fraternity, being able to support each other, learn from each other, and have some fun.
After serving our country, veterans learn to shift skills and experience into high-demand careers. Anybody who's had a teenager knows high school students are not always engaged, but a teacher in Louisville found to get them excited, maybe just feed them. Sean Giggy explains a hunger for dinner and success in today's Giggy Bites.
We're just rocking and rolling.
Nicole Francois' incubator class here at Louisville High School is all business.
There are adults in the room. People, come say hello.
By the end of the year, students will be full-fledged entrepreneurs, owning and operating their own small business.
That's the amazing part of this class.
But to get a taste of that reality, Nicole says they must first get a taste of pizza.
Like, this is as real as it's gonna get. It is so good.
Sweet Jesus, that's how good it is.
If you have any questions for me, of course, I'm happy to answer them.
Working with Greg Tierney, owner of Motor City Pizza, the students were divided into 2 teams. Each created its own pizza. One, called Larry Monster.
It's a barbecue chicken pizza with jalapenos and onions.
The other, Sweet Jesus.
Caramelized carne asada on top.
I saw that and I'm like, you know what? That's a good idea.
They spent time in the classroom figuring out costs, profit margins, and a marketing strategy.
How to just gain and attract people to come try the pizza.
And then Greg put the pizzas on his menu.
It really felt real at that moment.
Over the course of 2 weeks, whichever team turns the greatest profit wins.
You get to see the work behind the scenes and how a business really operates on a spreadsheet.
I feel like we just learned how to experience the business in real world time.
It became the perfect example.
Nicole says this kind of knowledge is already paying dividends.
I have a kid that's selling pies and he's out earning me. You know, I mean, that's not hard to do, but...
That's why, she says, this pizza challenge was never about who wins or loses. It's about an experience that will serve the kids far beyond high school. Although, if you ask them, victory would be pretty fulfilling.
Even better than the pizza itself, because it'll be a good comeback.
I have hope because of these kids. I always have.
Pizza, a good life lesson. Any way you slice it. In Louisville, I'm Sean Giggy.
More of that, please. I love to see kids learning real life lessons in high school.
I think everybody wins in that.
I agree. I mean, I know that every day you put your algebra and your geometry and your chemistry to work. I do not every day.
But give me the Sweet Jesus every day. And
that looked really good.
That looked tasty. I'm kind of hungry right now. Let me show you this. These are the high temps today across North Texas. At 91s in Dallas and at Fort Worth. That's at Meacham and at Love. You look out in western sections of North, get out in the big country here. Abilene's 96, Coleman's 98, 99 down in Ballinger. Have a 99 in Breckenridge. 90s here in Denton, also in McKinney, also in Sherman and in Gainesville. Waxahachie, you had a high today of 89. Plano hit 95, so did Wiley. Salina, Anna and Salina, 94s. Had a 93 up here in Pilot Point. 94s in Rome, Decatur, Bridgeport. Bridgetown's 95, or Springtown's 95. Weatherford's 96. Same for you in Aledo. 94 in Kaufman and 88 over in Terrell. 92 up in Celeste. There's the official high, 91 at DFW. The morning low, 61. So 21 degrees warmer than normal. The normal high, 70. We knew we weren't going to make it to a record. The record will remain at least another year. That's 100 back in 1916. Outside right now, it's 90. There's so low humidity. There's no heat index. But it's warm out, a south wind, a breezy south wind at 15. I love this. If you didn't see me last night, I can't believe that you didn't watch the news last night. But if you didn't watch the news last night, look at my pollen page. It's all tree pollens. It's oak, hackberry, and maple. They're all high, but there's no mountain cedar. Now, that doesn't mean that mountain cedar may not rear its ugly head here over the next week or so, but I'm not saying it's completely dead. But it's certainly spring tree pollen season at this point moving forward. And it's interesting, fungus today's on the high side too, given the dry air mass. I'll have to check that. But anyway, we have clear skies out there right now. And it's not only clear across North Texas. Look at that. I mean, the whole state, it was the same thing last night. I mean, the whole state, not a cloud across the state, just the big ridge of high pressure. That's where the gates of hell are right now. They're situated out to the west, and they'll creep in our direction a little bit tomorrow. That's why tomorrow will be a degree or 2 or 3 warmer than what we had today. But the core of the heat this weekend stays to the west. Now, by Sunday night and Monday, it'll shift a little farther to the west, allowing a cold front to move in, and that means it'll be cooler on Monday. So tomorrow, I'm forecasting that will tie a record high. The record's 93, set back in 1995. That's 22 degrees warmer than normal. Look at the cool down on Monday. Protect the tender vegetation. 83 degrees. It'll feel a lot better. But it's still 12 above normal, 16 above normal Tuesday at 87, 18 above normal on Wednesday, 89, 18 above normal on Thursday when we hit 90. So we have a little cool down, then we warm right back up. Tonight, though, is a nice night. A nice night. I've been actually talking to people on X, and they're texting me, tweeting me pictures of what they're grilling. I hope you're able to go outside here and do some grilling and enjoy the outdoors tonight, because it's gorgeous outside. Nice night, a light breeze, 64 is the low tonight. During the day tomorrow, near record high temps. It's just a sunny, hot, dry, windy day. Not a crazy windy day, but a little on the windy side, south 15 to 30. We hit 93 tomorrow. There's the next 14. 80s through Wednesday, back up to 90 on Thursday, back into the 80s Friday and Saturday. And next Sunday is Palm Sunday. 81 degrees on Palm Sunday. Of course, the Wednesday after that is, that's when Passover begins at sundown. We're in the 80s those days, and that takes us, Palm Sunday, I should say Passover begins the last day, the first day of April, okay? The first day of April is when Passover begins. I don't have any rain in my forecast through April 2nd. I mean, there's a low chance April 3rd and 4th, maybe. But that's it, Teresa. I mean, I have no rain for the remainder of this month, maybe the first week of April. Let's keep our fingers crossed. But unfortunately, much warmer than normal. Yeah. And unfortunately, the drier than normal conditions, bone dry conditions, do continue.
I like to see no thunderstorms, but boy, it would be nice to just have a little bit of rain in there. All right, Pete, thank you. Veterans can find physical and emotional roadblocks as they are trying to get back into the civilian workforce. But last month in Greenville, a new path became available. Kevin Reese explains in tonight's Red, White, and You.
Normally, it's a quiet 50 acres in Greenville.
First on the checklist, hardware propellers.
But on the last week,
so up here is your telemetry
of February.
Flight plan upload, so we push that, place the drone in the takeoff location.
Things really.
All right, spin up your props.
Took off.
Fire in the hole.
The quality of data you're receiving at the speed you're receiving it, there's nothing that's really comparable.
Ryan Loya, a Marine and a back porch full of veterans just like him.
Capture 3 Alpha, orbit right, come back and land.
Are learning to fly. Commercial and hobby drones, FPV first-person view drones, winged mapping and surveillance drones, even 200-pound hovering beasts used in agriculture.
Gimbal angle up, 45 degrees, captured 3 Alpha.
A program started by Marine veteran Chris Lewis 4 years ago to help veterans find jobs.
So I started in infrastructure inspections, so power lines, cell towers, and then construction mapping.
And to help them find peace.
That's exactly what this is. Yeah. Before anything else, this is a way for veterans to have a community outside of service.
It's really what's happening here is you get different generations, different branches. At the end of the day, it's just one big fraternity, being able to support each other, learn from each other, and have some fun.
Casey Summerhays drove here from Austin looking for direction after 25 years in the Navy.
And honestly, I've been pretty lost since I got out, and coming to this, you know, even though we're all from different backgrounds, different services, different time frames, it's been really great to be around vets again.
Orbit right, 90 degrees, capture 3 Charlie.
When David Thompson created Veterans Outpost, he hoped for days like this.
This is actually amazing, but this is exactly what we built the Veterans Outpost for.
Veterans getting job training, veterans getting support from each other.
This is something we take pride in, and doing it around this technology makes it a lot of fun too.
And just maybe.
Really wasn't getting anywhere till Vets Drones helped me out.
Helping a few new careers.
Helped me find my way.
Take flight. In Greenville, Texas.
Take slow and steady squeeze in. Slow and steady.
I'm Kevin Reese.
They have served us. They deserve to find that next phase of life. All right, that is going to do it for us for now. World News is coming up next, and then Pete and I will see you right back here at 6. Take care.